Stephen didn't come to breakfast the next morning. Sasha found him still in bed, curled tightly around his teddy bear, facing the wall. The sheets were soaked. So was his shirt. His thumb was in his mouth, and he looked about 5 years old, maybe younger. She sat on the edge of the bed. "Hey, buddy," she said softly. Stephen blinked, looked at her like he didn't recognize her for a second, and then rolled onto his back. His thumb popped out with a wet sound. "Sorry," he mumbled. "It happened again." "It's okay." "No, it's not," he said. "I'm disgusting." "You're not. You're tired. You're grieving. And apparently, you're 5 again, just temporarily." He smiled barely. "How long is temporary?" Sasha stood up and pulled the blanket off the bed. "However long it needs to be." That afternoon, Sasha drove into town, not to the chain pharmacy this time, but to a tucked-away little medical supply store between a pizza place and a vape shop. The kind of place with blackout windows and no music, where everything smelled like plastic and aloe. "Can I help you?" the woman at the counter asked. Sasha hesitated. "Yeah," she said, lowering her voice. "I'm looking for something like adult briefs, but softer, thicker, for someone going through a hard time." The woman nodded like she'd heard it all before. "Medical or behavioral?" Sasha blinked. "Both, I guess." They walked through the store together. The woman showed her several options. Sasha chose a high-end pack labeled ultra-absorbent comfort briefs, stretch fit for sensitive skin. She also grabbed a small tube of diaper cream and, after some hesitation, walked back to the baby aisle. There, among rows of pastel bottles and cartoon ducks, was a small bin of silicone pacifiers labeled Therapeutic Use Adult. Sasha picked one up and turned it over in her hands. "This is so weird," she muttered. And yet it didn't feel wrong. It felt like care. She added it to the basket. When she got back, Stephen was on the couch watching an old episode of Arthur. His thumb was in his mouth again, and it looked raw now, red and puffy with faint white lines along the knuckle. "I got you something," Sasha said, sitting beside him. "If it's a new childhood, I'm interested." "Close." She pulled out the soft white briefs and placed them on his lap. Stephen stared. "These are better," she said. "They won't leak. And they're soft. Like really soft. Also," she reached into the bag again, "I got this." She held up the pacifier. Stephen looked at her like she'd just suggested they take up juggling. "Look, I'm not saying you need it," she said. "I just noticed your thumb. It's kind of seen better days." He stared at the pacifier. "Do you think I'm crazy?" he asked. "No," she said. "I think your body's trying to say something it didn't get to say when you were little, so now it's saying it the loudest way it can." He took the pacifier gently and turned it over in his hand. "Okay," he said. That night, after a warm bath and some lotion, Stephen stood in the hallway in his oversized t-shirt and clean brief, holding his teddy bear like a shield. His cheeks were pink. He didn't make eye contact. Sasha patted the mattress of the new crib. "All right, big guy. Up we go?" He hesitated, then climbed in slowly, as if the crib might bite him. She pulled up the blanket and knelt beside the open side to fasten it shut. "You're locking me in?" he asked. "Yep," she said. "You're under house arrest for being too cute." He rolled his eyes, but there was something in his expression. Relief, maybe. Or surrender. She reached for the pacifier and held it up. Stephen sighed. Do I really? Your thumb looks like it wrestled a cheese grater, she said. Just try it. For me. He opened his mouth and she gently placed it in. He sucked once, hesitantly. Then again, his shoulders lowered a little. Then came the tabs. Sasha leaned over the side and looked at the diaper. It fit fine, but the second tape had come loose. She hadn't done it tight enough. Okay, she said, pulling back the blanket. We've got a rogue tab situation. Hang tight. Stephen groaned into his pacifier. She peeled it back and refastened it with all the confidence of someone who had absolutely no idea what they were doing, except the tab stuck to the blanket. Ugh, she muttered, tugging gently. Why is this like putting pants on a seal? Stephen laughed, just a soft snort, but it was real. Sasha started laughing too. Quiet at first, then harder. This is ridiculous, she said between giggles. I'm a grown woman kneeling in an adult crib trying to diaper a grown man who refuses to admit he's adorable. Stephen mumbled something around the pacifier that sounded suspiciously like, shut up. You shut up, she whispered, smoothing the waistband one last time. There, secure, protected, beautiful. She pulled the blanket up, tucking it under his chin like a pro. Now, no leaking, no wandering, no thumb injuries. Stephen gave a small nod. Sasha leaned on the side rail. You okay? He looked at her, then down at the pacifier, then back up. He gave the tiniest shrug. I'll be right across the hall, she said. I promise. Then gently she pulled the mesh gate up and locked it with a soft click. She turned off the light and stood in the doorway for a moment, watching him. The pacifier moved slowly as he sucked, the teddy bear tucked under one arm, the blankets cradling him like the past never did. And for the first time in a long time, he looked like someone who might actually sleep through the night.
Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Mommy Sarah's Story Time. If you enjoyed the stories, please support the channel by liking and subscribing. Remember, my channel is not monetized, and I write most of the content myself. On occasions when I don't, it's sourced through emails from trusted contacts. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. If you're able to, consider making a donation to support our channel. Your support means a lot. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to sharing more stories with you.